Really? How many hours sleep do you get in a night?
I probably average around 3.
A night?
Yeah, probably around 3, 4. Because at night, when everything is, you know, when the circus ain't around you at work and you're alone.
Johnny has battled alcoholism and addiction for most of his life during his unsuccessful libel case against the Sun. He even admitted to using his mother's nerve pills at the age of 11 and starting to smoke at the age of 12. According to Johnny, by the time he was 14 years old, any kind of drug there was had been used by him. Of course, it had to catch up to him at some point in his life, and we think he might just be on that road. Let's take a look. Fans of Johnny Depp are rightfully worried that the 54-year-old may have a serious illness because shocking pictures of Johnny posing with admirers at the Four Seasons Hotel in St. Petersburg, Russia, surfaced over the weekend. The pictures depict Depp to be extremely pale and malnourished in the pictures. Fans also immediately commented on how much weight he appeared to have dropped, with many thinking that it might be due to a possible kind of illness or stress. According to a close friend of Johnny, friends of Johnny are very worried that he could be succumbing to liver disease after years of abusing his body with booze and drugs. There are also concerns about cancer. Moreover, it is a well-known fact that for nearly 30 years, Johnny Depp has had enormous success and popularity. His portrayals of Edward Scissorhands and Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean series cemented his fans' adoration for him. But he has struggled. Just as he has become famous, however, he has never been afraid to talk about it. That's right, what an honest man he is. The actor was once quoted expressing, "I investigated wine and spirits thoroughly, and they certainly investigated me as well, and we found out that we got along beautifully." But maybe too well. The actor has been open about some of his health issues, particularly his struggles with addiction to drugs and alcohol. The Academy Award-nominated actor once acknowledged in an interview with Rolling Stone through People in 2008 that he had poisoned himself with booze for years. Additionally, royal experts have recently analyzed Johnny Depp's history of drug and alcohol addiction dating back to his early years. In his initial legal case in the UK against News Group newspapers, the actor made quite an honest assertion, where he openly admitted to being under the influence of drugs and other intoxicating substances, almost all the time. He even listed his diagnoses as primary dopamine imbalance, depression, chronic substance abuse disease, and nicotine addiction at the time. According to Johnny Depp, "I have been open about my challenges with alcoholism and addiction throughout my life. I have taken other drugs in my life, and I did take other drugs during the course of our relationship, but I never suffered from addiction from those drugs."
Miss Heard wasn't the only one who had a problem with your drinking, correct?
Sir, if anyone had a problem with my drinking at any time in my life, it was me. The only person that I have ever abused in my life is myself.
But with Johnny Depp fans, it seems like there is no judgment at all. The fans, even after Johnny openly admitted to being an addict in the past and the numerous allegations depicted by his ex-wife Amber Heard, still are all hearts for the actor and seem to be extending their never-ending support for him. A user on Twitter posted, "No one is claiming Johnny Depp is great husband material. We know the man is an addict. He has a lot of issues and a lot of wounds. You can see it all in the chart, but Amber Heard is straight from hell. She's an opportunistic gold-digging demon." While another user came forward to say all he was doing was taking a sweet nap after a long day at work. "Normal people like me wouldn't have taken pictures of him when he was passed out on the couch or anything. I feel so bad for him and I wish that he never met that evil woman. Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. Hashtag is support Johnny." On the other hand, Amber Heard seems to believe otherwise and insists on Johnny never had any health issues and that all of this is a hoax to get sympathy votes for him. You heard that right? On day 4 of the trial, Ms. Heard testified that a pattern of assault started in 2012 because the Pirates of the Caribbean actor was almost always high on some kind of drug. Additionally, the early bliss of their relationship, Ms. Heard said, was quickly ruined by the derogatory remarks Mr. Depp started making in 2012, the same year she claims he hit her for the first time while being really high on cocaine. In her emotional testimony, Ms. Heard claimed she smiled when Mr. Depp, 58, revealed that the tattoo on his arm that read Wino was an adjustment to one he had gotten when dating Winona Ryder, which when Heard acquired about from the actor, she got slapped in the face twice. According to the actress, "I laughed because I thought he was joking, and he slapped me across the face. I just stared at him kind of laughing, thinking that he was going to start laughing too, to tell me it was a joke. But he didn't. He slapped me again. I will never forget it." Even in her testimony, Ms. Heard attempted to paint a picture of Mr. Depp as someone who could be warm and sympathetic, but who? when intoxicated or drugged, flew into rages, sometimes over imagined infidelity. She claimed that he made an effort to hide his drug use, which included everything from consuming hard liquor to doing cocaine a lot. That being said, Amber Heard even claimed that Johnny Depp was a self-described monster, repeatedly attacking her during furious drug-fueled rages, destroying furniture, and once engaging in sexual assault against her while doing a cavity check for cocaine he thought she had hidden from him, and even went as far as to insert a bottle of liquor inside of her.
I felt this pressure on my pubic bone. I thought he was punching me. I just saw his arm. I could feel his arm moving, and it looked like he was punching me. But I could just feel this pressure. It was like it kept hitting him. It didn't feel pain. It was just a pressure on my pubic bone. And
so, could this mean that along with the drug abuse that Depp has gone through over the course of his life, he now might be having psychiatric and other physical health issues? And that his actions could be a result of the massive exposure to drugs and alcohol that he has had over the years? Well, even though substances aren't taken until late adolescence or even adulthood, some of the first causes of substance misuse are frequently established in childhood. Trauma, familial dynamics, and even genetics may be involved. That being said, in the candid discussion of his background, Johnny Depp confessed that he was introduced to drugs when he was still in elementary school. While to some people that might sound shocking, Mr. Depp is not alone. In fact, almost 3 out of 4 persons in recovery started using before becoming 18 years old. According to further studies, there is an 8-fold increased risk of addiction among the offspring of addicts. Thus, Depp did recall that as a small child of 5 years old taking nerve tablets from his mother's handbag, his interest in his mother's medications and how she would calm down intensified as he grew older. So, young children must develop effective coping mechanisms. However, when this is unsuccessful, people frequently resort to alternative coping mechanisms. Self-medication is what always results from this, which in Depp's case is quite evident, which ultimately led to his destroying his health so much as an adult. Similar to how taking excellent care of one's emotional healing increases the likelihood of success with physical recovery, the issue must be addressed at its source in order for it to stop spreading. Because, without ever acknowledging, dealing with, and recovering from those previous traumas, we leave ourselves open to future suffering. And as the actor himself has been quoted saying, one day you're going to have to face those feelings. One day you will have to meet those demons from your youth. But could a struggling childhood be the only cause of why the actor stayed so deeply indulged in the use of drugs and alcohol? The answer to that, unfortunately, is no. In the 1990s, Johnny Depp made the decision to launch the Viper Room, a bohemian-style nightclub. Due to all the theme parties he and his partner put together, he became even more well-known than before. But tragedy hit him when aspiring actor River Phoenix tragically overdosed and died just outside the club. Depp undoubtedly faced quite the criticism from the media despite the fact that this was entirely not his fault. As a result, he may have gone off the deep end. Additionally, for those who are unaware, Depp portrayed Hunter in the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And if you've seen the movie, you're aware of the extent of the writer's drug use. So, it's honestly impossible to deny that he had a significant impact on Johnny Depp ever since they first met. Johnny Depp even carried out Thompson's final request before he passed away. On The Graham Norton Show, Johnny said that Depp was the only person ridiculous enough to carry out Hunter's request to send his ashes into space on a rocket. Therefore, it must have been difficult for Johnny to lose such a close friend who was also a prominent drug user in the culture. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.